However, I do try to treat funny science fiction and pop culture addicts like a business and run them like a business. And that's, impacts, who you bring on as a guest, why you're bringing that person on, what's their appeal going to be to a certain demographic or an audience, and, looking into that and why.
So how long do you plan on continuing? Is this like a to the day I die kind of thing, or is there an end goal in sight?
I have no end goal. My goal is to do this as long as I'm enjoying it, as long as I'm having fun, as long, even though I treat it like a business, I very much enjoy it. I'm still very much the kid in the candy store. When we have guests on that like on Funny Science Fiction, we've talked to a lot of voice actors as of late, which to me, voice actors are super cool. I mean, these people, they can, some of these guys can hold conversations with themselves, bouncing back and forth between voices seamlessly. And it's just crazy to me. And, some of these guys have done characters that I grew up watching, and to me, that's awesome. And so I'm very much the kid in the candy store, trying not to giggle as I talk to them.
No, I totally feel that, especially like in a pop culture sense.
Oh yeah.
Like I had this one guy on last season, and he was just like, my biggest interview was the voice of Porky Pig. And just listening to them talk about how excited they were to talk to Porky Pig was just like, yeah. And voice acting's hard. Like it's people don't consider how hard it is. And just seeing you, even just picturing people talking to themselves in different voices, it's like, yeah, that's probably how they practice. That's probably what they have to do to get into these different characters. Because, when they're in the booth, they're not seeing the animation, they're not seeing the page flipping, they're just seeing words on a page, and they got to try and convey their emotion.
Right. Yeah. And you think about it too. I mean, you've got most people when they conceptualize what voice acting is, they think that, oh, you're just reading the words on the page. One of the guys that we talked to talked about how he had to do this whole screaming section, and it took him 4 hours to get the scream that the director liked.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine the shred that your vocal cords go through for that? He's doing it in this deep, he's got a deep, his name is David Sobolov. He's a wonderful voice actor. But he talks about in the interview about how, he's had to put a limit on the screaming sessions because of what it does to his voice.
Yeah.
Because some directors will just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and be like, hey, that one was close, but you need to go up a couple octaves and do this and change that. And, some of these guys, man, that's their livelihoods. They have to be very careful about how they do it.
Do they have their voice? I always want to ask a voice actor this. Are their voices, like their vocal cords, are they insured?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I have never asked.
Well, next time, tell me.
But I have it. I will actually. I will. I have an interview next week with a voice actor that would be a very good question to ask him.
Because like I see Bruce Buffer, right? The guy from the UFC. He has like the greatest job ever. And I go, he makes a lot of money, but it's strictly on his voice. Like if I was at the director, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do another take. Get me some green tea. Like get your assistant, put some honey in it. I need some action here. Because it's like, it's literally their voice. If they don't have their voice, they have literally nothing. It's right. Like, as a podcaster, same with me. If I don't have my voice, maybe I should get my vocal cords insured.